Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout, 9:15. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper. Check it out at durhamskywriter.com. And with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham and invite you to click on that link on the Facebook side and then join me on camera. I'm really excited because I've got two really awesome guests already waiting in the what we call the green room, and we're in for a treat. Just saying. Okay, so let's get started with my announcements. I'm just going to read a couple of things from the Word page. That is the government and nonprofit information page. I always do like to point out that on the Word page, you can find really good programs run by the city and the county that can help you out in terms of rent, if you're falling behind your water bill, that sort of thing. So just check that out at your convenience on the Word page. Go to durhamskywriter.com, click or scroll down to Word, and then scroll down and see all the different city and county programs. All righty, let's see. All the libraries are open today until 8. Bragtown is open until 6, just so you know. And this is really cool. Okay, so suppose you're putting on a special program, right? So you can contact the Durham County Department of Public Health. I have the contact information right there on the Word page. And if their schedule allowing, they might be able to set up a pop-up COVID-19 vaccination station for free, which is really awesome. A great way to continue to get our folks vaccinated for COVID. We've got to do it. I think nationwide, we're only at 63%. Hopefully it's more. Durham County, we're not doing too bad actually, but we could do better. The quicker more of us get vaccinated, the better. So enough editorializing, but I just am saying that if you go to the Word page and click on Durham County Department of Public Health, you'll see that you can contact someone and see if they can come out and set up a pop-up COVID vaccination station. All righty, let's see what's on the docket for the Durham Technical Community College and Small Business Center. There are also centers across the state. I have listed some of the really interesting workshops that are all free that you might want to check out if you're an entrepreneur. Let's see, what's today, Wednesday? Let's see. Okay, here's one. Let's build a great business website. That's going to be a workshop offered today from 1 until 3. So go ahead and sign up in advance and then attend that at 1 o'clock. Also today from 6 until 8, tips and strategies for starting a small business in North Carolina. Another good one. Another one, 6 until 8, the basics of podcasts for business owners. You might want to check out podcasting. All right, now let's go to the school tools page. All right, there's going to be a free STEM camp. I'm just going to mention it very quickly in passing. It's an autumn STEM camp at the Bragtown Family Literacy Center. I'm just going to mention that quickly and casually because just to give you a little hint, we have someone from NCCU's Fab Lab to tell us about it. There you go. All right. And I'll go ahead and name him, Dr. 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. Boom. There you go. What else is on the school tools page? Bug Fest is going on right now. You've already missed the morning session. Hopefully you haven't. If you watched yesterday's show, you knew about it. So Bug Fest is usually in person and in Raleigh, but because of COVID, it's online. So we all get to attend for free from our computers. So let's see what we have today. So what just started is the Lunchtime Discovery, the Good of the Hive program. That's noon until 1. From 2 until 3, the full context of the bee crisis. As you know, there's a big problem with the bee colony dying off for some weird reason. They're trying to figure that out. Also from 4 until 5, very specialist bees and the flowers they love. This is all free. This is great for the kids and anyone who loves bugs and bees. Now, tomorrow morning from 10 until 11, carpenter bees, ground dwellers, nocturnal flyers, and passion flower lovers. That's from 10 until 11. And then at noon, get to know your carpenter bees. So there's going to be a lot of free programming tomorrow. And then Thursday, then there's going to be 2 sessions that are in person in Raleigh at the Prairie Ridge Eco Station. You can read about that at your convenience, and I'll mention it later. That's going to be on Saturday. Okay, let's very quickly go to the health page. Of course, I have your COVID test and vaccination information, your updates. I don't even have to mention, you already know. So just go to the health page and get your updates and find out where you can get vaccinations. Like, for example, the Durham County Department of Public Health, where you can just stroll in and get vaccinated, no questions asked. No appointment needed. Also, the Lincoln Community Health Center, same thing in Fayetteville, from 9 to 11, and then 1 to 4. Stroll in, get vaccinated. It's that easy. And Hersey Pharmacy, they come to you. If you have someone in your household who's disabled, elderly, can't make it in to the different venues to get vaccinated, they'll make house calls. There you go. All righty, what else is on the health page? Oh, let's click on the big blue button at the top of the health page and see if there's some support group meetings we need to know about. Let's click on that. Let's see, going on. Oh, this one just started. So the Daughters Concerned for Aging Relative Support Group, they're meeting right now until 1:30. I don't know if it's too soon to, or rather too late to get in, but just to let you know, this happens every couple of weeks. You don't literally have to be a daughter, but just someone caring for an aging relative. You can get a lot of good tips for that. Now, meeting later this afternoon from 3 until 4:30, the Duke Cancer Patient Support Program, they have their Metastatic Cancer Support Group for Women. Again, they'll be meeting online from 3 until 4:30. And then later, from 4 until 6, the Duke Cancer Patient Support Program, they're having their Blood and Marrow Transplant Survivorship Support Group, again, an online meeting. Okay, and I'm just going to mention real quick because it starts at 1 tomorrow. So sign up in advance for this, so don't waste too much time. But tomorrow at 1, the Stroke Support Group will be meeting. Telling you about it now so that you can sign up and not have to rush tomorrow. All righty, let's go to the sports page. I have one announcement. I don't know if you've heard of the Police Athletic League. I hope you have. It's, I believe, a national program, local sponsors, so to speak, Durham Police Department. And they have a golf club starting on Tuesday. I'm not going to give you the details. I'm going to torture you. You have to wait because I have Sergeant Jessica Butler from the Durham Police Department to talk about that. So stay tuned for that. All righty, let's see. And then she's also going to tell us about esports. All right. Now let's go to the Let's Go page. That is the last page we will be visiting. Let's see. I told you about this yesterday. I'm going to mention it even though it's already started. But multimedia artist and educator Allison Kesia, she has her very special program. It's like a debut. It's 99 Clay Vessels, the Muslim Women Storytelling Project. It's not too late because you can actually, I do have the link. You can go to their Facebook event page and then click on join event, and they won't even know that you're late. So go ahead. If you want to hop on and watch the rest of Bull City Hangout as a replay later, you can do that. But this is a virtual event and explores the stories of Muslim women, talking too fast, Muslim women who are healing from the bigotry that they experienced after 9/11. So it's like an archive of stories, poetry, etc. It's also a website and a resource, an educational resource. So even if you do miss the debut that's happening right now, you can actually click and check out the website later. All righty, let's see what else is on the Let's Go page. The Wednesday Durham Farmers Market starts at 3, from 3 until 6 in Durham Central Park. As you know, you have to pay to park on the street. But if you go above the park on Morris, the Measurement Incorporated parking lot, you can park for free. You're welcome. Also, you should know that the street, Foster Street, will not be blocked off like it usually is on Saturdays. So if you have your kids playing at the playground, be very careful. They might be used to running back and forth if you take them on Saturdays, and just know that the cars will be traveling regular speed on Foster, so just be careful with the kiddies. All righty, let's see. New Visions of Africa restaurant, they'll be giving away free meals from 3 until 6. If you are in need, go ahead and stop by. They're on Fayetteville Street, right next door to W.D. Hill, again, between 3 and 6. Kings Park International Church, they have their food pantry and clothing closet every Wednesday from 5 until 6. This is where you can get free groceries. And also, if you're in the job market, you're trying to get a job or whatever, and you realize you don't have anything nice for your interview, or you don't really have anything to get started, you want to look nice, you want to look professional, you might want to stop by their clothing closet and see if they have something in your size to pick up for free. So check that out. Again, that's from 5 until 6. The Durham Committee on the Affairs of Black People, PAC, they'll be hosting their 2021 Durham Municipal Election Endorsed Candidate Town Hall. That's a long name. It's going to be all online starting at 6 o'clock. So you can find out who the committee is endorsing for the municipal elections. And I think they're going to let you ask questions. It's a town hall meeting. So if you have questions like, for example, I'm very curious about the search for the next police chief. I'm really curious about what they feel about that. So you might want to check that out. Again, this is going to be at 6 o'clock online. All right, Don't Waste Durham. They're having their next public meeting online from 6:30 until 7:30. This is where you share ideas about reducing consumer waste through recycling and reuse. And it starts again at 6:30. My voice is giving out. Marva's Fun is having her online Stay Well virtual line dance class from 7 until 8 on Zoom. It's free and always fun. Great music, and learn all the steps to your favorite line dances. Brett's open mic is tonight from 7 until 9 at the Blue Note Grill. This is where you can hop on this, well, I don't know about hopping, but join them on stage, and as they play music, they usually play like blues, soul, kind of like funky, smooth jazz, that kind of thing. So if that's your thing, you can join them. If you want to be in the audience, you can do that. Admission is $5. You can actually watch from Facebook if you still don't want to leave the house. Maybe tip the musicians $5. You can do that. So again, that's from 7 until 9 at the Blue Note Grill. Now let's see if there's anything tomorrow morning. Let's see. Nope. Oh, I do want to mention, this is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I don't mention it very often, but I should. It is on the Let's Go page, the Durham Skywriter, of course. But the Durham County Sheriff's Office, the Animal Services Division, they have rabies vaccination clinics Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Morning sessions, 9:30 to 11, afternoon 2 to 3:30. You call, make an appointment. It's only $10 to get your pet vaccinated. So there's certain rules, leashes and that sort of thing. So read about that at your convenience by going to durhamskywriter.com and then go to the Let's Go page. All right, it's almost time to bring on my guests. Let me tell you the weather real quick. It is 82. I'll bet it's hotter because I can feel it. Let's see. It is, it's still 82. Okay, let me check. Okay, still 82. It's going up to 88. Now, it's partly sunny right now, but starting around 2-ish, it's going to be cloudy. Starting to be cloudy. It's going to be cloudy the rest of the afternoon. And then tomorrow is going to be 84 and cloudy. Dr. Tachi is here. Let me put her comment on. Sorry if I missed you at first. Today's Wednesday, right? Yes, that means Tachi's show is tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern. Tachi's show is Mediascope. We're talking about science, social media. We're talking about, what are we talking about? Current news, silliness, because she likes to point out the silliness, goofy things that happen in the news. So check out Mediascope. Go to, let's see, what is it? Mediascope 16 on Facebook. Find that page. Watch the show at 6, and you can watch from Facebook, LinkedIn, Put it in the comments, Tachi. I forget. I know you're now on a Bahamian radio station and a Floridian radio station, I think. But anyway, let us know, Tachi. What I'm going to do right now is to bring on our guests, Sergeant Jessica Butler, representing the PAL program of the Durham Police Department, and Dr. 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟, representing the Fab Lab from North Carolina Central University. This is going to be fun. Let's bring them on. Awesome. Woo. Welcome, Sergeant Butler, Dr. 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟. How are you?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for the nice introduction.
What did you say?
I said, thanks for the nice introduction.
Oh, well, shoot, that's how I do. I'm just excited. I am a Durham, like a cheerleader. And when I hear about programs that are really cool, especially for young folks, I pursue them to come on this show. I'm just happy to have both of you on. So who wants to start? Now, actually, even though Sergeant Butler, I know you asked first, Dr. 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟's program is actually today. So let's bring on Dr. 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟𝗟. Why don't you tell us what's happening with Fab Lab? Tell us what it is first, and then tell us what's happening at Bragtown.
So, well, first of all, the NCCU Fab Lab is part of a network of maker spaces that are chartered by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Under that charter, there are certain types of technologies and competencies that they would like for us to offer, which includes things like 3D printing, laser cutting, CNC, integrated
CNC.
circuit.
What's that?
Yes, computer numerically controlled machine. So I think of it as a Dremel drill. Are you familiar with a Dremel rotary?
Oh yeah.
Tool?
Oh yeah.
Yes. So think of a Dremel kind of attached to a computer, and the computer provides the instructions for the rotary tool to cut or to engrave or whatever the case may be. So
you can make stuff like out of fabric, yes, and things.
Yes, we say the Fab Lab is a place where you can make almost anything. We kind of put almost in quotations, but yeah, we are. The Fab is for fabrication. So we are involved with making various things using digital fabrication tools and computation. So that also includes coding, those types of things, drones, VR, anything around creativity and computation is kind of what the Fab Lab does. So we have partnered with Make Camp. Make Camp is a national body promoting maker-centered learning, which is basically a hands-on tinkering type of a thing. So we've partnered with them to have, it was actually supposed to be a summer STEM camp, but due to COVID, things were kind of pushed back a little bit.
Yeah.
So now what was once summer is now autumn. And we are offering 10 sessions. This is actually the second out of the 10. We had one on Monday. But this again is the second out of 10 sessions that we will be hosting at the Bragtown Library here in Durham on Dearborn. It's scheduled from 4 to 5:30 p.m. I will throw out a disclaimer in that you do have to register for these events because capacity is limited based on our supplies. So I wish I had a link I could kind of offer to you. And maybe if I have like some downtime.
I think I have it on the school tools page. Let me check.
Wonderful.
Let me see. And if I don't, I will add it. Let's see. Oh, I do. Yeah, wonderful. I have the links for each one has its own link, and they're on the school tools page of the Durham Skywriter.
Wonderful. So yeah, use that link to register for one of our events and come out. Our objective is to try to engage as many people as we can into computation and digital fabrication on a creative aspect of it. so they can bring their own unique experiences, merge those with the technology to offer us something innovative and unique. It's kind of what we do.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm very excited about this. But when I read about it, I thought this was for this particular program is for preteens and teens, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You are
That's
correct.
okay. But here's the thing. The Fab Lab is open to the community. We can't stroll in off the street, but NCCU's Fab Lab is kind of open to the community. Explain how that works, though, for those who are older and can't go to this event at Ragtown.
So kind of what we do is we like to offer our services to the community to kind of help makers, developers in the community. So usually what that looks like is an appointment basis type of a thing where an individual might reach out to us and say they have a project that they would like to complete, and they might need to utilize some of our resources here in the lab. So we will kind of structure a time where they can kind of come in and have access, depending upon what their project is and what it entails. Sometimes that might involve a particular type of fee to gain access to the space and the equipment. But a lot of the times people kind of bring in a lot of their own materials and they just kind of need the machine to kind of help them get from point A to point B. And usually in those, I'm sorry.
Give us kind of an idea of what you mean, because some of us are a little older,
okay, no
and
problem.
maybe haven't seen these 3D printers and laser cut it. So what kind of things are people making with these devices?
So a primary example, there is a jewelry maker that's here in Durham. And they have a shop, I think, in the Gold Leaf building somewhere here, downtown Durham. And they came to use our metal cutter, like over here, this guy right here. That Wazzer, yes, is a high pressure water jet. So it takes water and grit, and it can cut metal, glass, marble, and those types of things. So she actually uses this machine to cut out what would be her earrings or things to go on her necklaces. So she kind of brings her metal, she brings her file, and we just kind of set it up on machine and do the run, and she leaves with her parts.
So I can imagine, you know how entrepreneurial the kids are. So they can come up with a design or an idea and make stuff to sell.
Yes, they can. They can. We
like
definitely promote entrepreneurship here in the fabrication lab. So I don't know if you see, like on our walls, there are a lot of stickers that are behind me on the walls. A lot of the students kind of use those decals to create promotional things for their business, whether they're banners or T-shirts or things like that to kind of promote their business.
Yes. So you can make stuff out of, like, I'm assuming that's probably like vinyl with adhesive.
Yeah, this is behind me. Yes.
So you can do that. And then I know with 3D, you're using some kind of a plastic. So whatever you can make out of plastic, you can, as long as you can design it, you can make it. I guess if it's not too big.
Too big. We like big challenges. Like I hate to like just get up and start like showing all types of things that we can do. But
if your laptop can move, you can show us around.
Like little challenges. Okay, let me see just 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you around the space.
This is
show you as large things. So we've done these vases to kind of print large form.
Okay.
So this, I don't know if I can pan it out. But this is a vase that we 3D printed.
Wow.
I thought 3D items were like real little. What the heck?
No, so we have a different. Yeah, we have a big printer. It's actually called a large format printer. So it has a large build area. You see like how tall it can print.
Oh
So with this guy, we can print something this large. Yeah, 3D printers are very, very large. You know, they're actually 3D printing
didn't
homes now and things like that. So they're very large. I think something that's very unique is a student that wants to do 3D printed hair. So you know that people buy like these hair bundles and things like that to put into their hair to style their hair. Her ideal is if we 3D print the hair in bundles, once you heat it and style it, you don't have to worry about it falling or dropping. You can go swimming, you can go outside, and your hair will stay the same until you apply heat back to it, and then it will drop again. But that's her idea. Very novel. There is another guy who's a history major who is creating chess sets based on African battles on the continent of Africa. But he started by making a chess set out of the hieroglyphics. So I think this is an Anubis piece. And he has different. These are the rooks that he created out of obelisks.
Unbelievable. So how do you design them? So you can draw them, and then how do you make them into a program?
Different ways. Sometimes people actually do sketch things out like a 2D sketch, and we can extrude that into 3 dimensions.
So a regular person like me can actually make something.
Regular person like you can actually make something. Yeah, and we actually like to take.
I would like to make like a keychain, like a Durham Skywriter keychain.
Yes, we like to take regular people like you who don't think they have the skill and capacity in technology, and kind of show them that you have the ability to do so and create with technology.
I'm heading over there. Of course, I'll make an appointment, but
please do.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this guy, and I probably should maybe take him off the wall. He's stuck. He's kind of strong and stuck. But there's like a, let me try to move some stuff. There is like a spray can that's actually attached to the wall.
Oh, okay. I see it.
This guy.
Okay, yeah.
So what this is actually a 2D drawing that someone did, and we just extruded it to make it 3D.
Wow.
We did a partnership with Beats and Bars Festival, which is a hip hop festival that happens here annually, and we did 3D graffiti. Was the thing that we did.
Oh wait, I saw someone once with a pen, and they were drawing. But it was like 3D. Is that what you're talking about?
No, so ours is different from that. So that pen, you can actually like build up a 3D structure. We actually just took people's drawings or their sketches and converted them into a 3D image, which is something different.
That's too much. That's too much.
I think this is a nifty thing that was made here in the lab. This old TV thing. This is actually a phone holder.
Oh, wow.
If I have my phone.
You make phone holders?
Yeah, like I said, we can make almost anything. So what I can do is like I can take my phone and slip it in here.
See, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
So now I can watch TV.
Awesome.
Like an old TV.
Man, you gotta sell those. I want one.
We try to have like a store that like promoted to the public all of our gadgets. Another thing that students like to do is scan themselves and create little models of themselves. So this is like a bust of a person.
That is wild.
Sometimes they do their whole body, and they do things like this.
Whoa.
Which is a full body scan.
That's a lot more than what I thought you could do. That's a lot more.
Thank you. And then one more. I'll show one more thing. Students have developed for me a security camera. So this little device here is a micro camera, this micro camera is hooked to this device, which is hooked to the internet. So what happens whenever the camera senses motion, it starts to record. And then that is sent through the internet to a Google Drive folder. And that video is stored for us to go back and kind of look at. But it only comes on when this motion is censored. So they actually did the circuit for it. They did the programming. And these were like high school students that did this.
Oh my goodness. That is, you sure have a cool job. I know you like it.
Exactly. I consider it fun. Like, consider the machines toys. And what we do around here is have fun.
It doesn't get better than that.
But yeah, that's just
really
kind of
that's great. So we do want people to sign up their preteens and their teens for today's program, which is going to be from 4 until 5:30, and it's going to be all about CAD, which is computer aided
design.
Design.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I almost said drafting because I used to work at an engineering firm, and they had, I think they used to call it computer aided drafting back then. Then, but now it's design, which is cool. And
it's
then Monday is going to be.
What'd you say? We're going to design houses. I said it's ironic that you would say that because we're going to design houses.
Tiny houses for the homeless, or what?
No, we're just going to design. Maybe I can say a challenge. Like, if you had to design a home for a homeless person, kind of what would it look like? But I was going to have them ideally design what their dream home would be.
Oh, well, get ready for something really wild, because their imaginations are just unparalleled.
And that's what we like.
So today's CAD, and then Monday is Make Code, and then the following Monday is Paper Circuits, and then on the 11th, Pipe Cleaner Jewelry, and then on the 13th, Popsicle Bridges. That's all I have. You said 10, so I don't have them all. I'll have to get the rest from you.
I think the last session may be missing. What we're going to do Arduino. Is October 25th on there?
I end at October 13th.
Gotcha. So yeah, what's missing is the 25th.
I'll add that. I'll go ahead and add that.
We're going to do one on the 25th also.
Okay. So folks, go to the school tools page, sign up your kids for the program that's going to be today at 4. But also keep in mind yourself, if you're curious about the Fab Lab, it's over at NCCU. I almost said the same building. It's a new building, the same spot where the old Hillside High School used to be. What's it called? The Mary Towns
Science Complex.
Science Complex, right. And you're on the 3rd floor?
I am. I call it the penthouse. I'm in the penthouse of the Mary Towns Science Complex. And thanks so much. I do want the Fab Lab to be a viable resource for the community. But
I do too.
What a lot of people do not believe that the community sees value in the Fab Lab or would like to use the Fab Lab. So again, if there's anybody in the community that would like to use the Fab Lab, please reach out to us. I'm hoping to kind of extend our hours maybe to after 5 p.m. to hopefully service some of the Durham community that may be interested, not only in using the lab, but maybe some of the programming also.
Okay. And the thing is about the community finding value, the first thing to realize, I know you already realize that, I'm just speaking to the audience, a lot of us don't even know what's going on. We hear these words, 3D printing. We hear Fab Lab. We really don't know what it is. That's why I really am excited to have you on. And I am so thankful that you showed us the possibilities, because it's hard to imagine if you were born in 1955 like I was. It's hard to imagine what you're talking about without actually seeing it. So, and again, if you're just not around, if you don't have kids, if you're just not hip to all this new stuff, I just dated myself by saying hip, but that's okay. Representing the boomers, just saying. But when you see what's available to us, then you find the value. So that's why I really thank you so much, Dr. 𝗕𝗓, for coming on, for real.
Thank you
Yeah,
for bringing me on.
absolutely.
Thank you
And
so
stick
much.
around if you like, because Sergeant Butler is going to tell us about PAL. Now, those of us
Yes.
from the big cities have heard about PAL since the 60s or 70s or whatever. I think it's kind of relatively new to Durham, but you can tell us about that, Sergeant Butler. Welcome.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. PAL nationwide has been around since I believe the 50s, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
We've had it here in Durham since 2010. So we just hit our 7th year. And just like everybody had to adapt and acclimate to the pandemic very quickly. And so some of our programs that we're used to running, we're not quite back to that yet. Maybe one day. But we are still running, and we've got a bunch of things coming up for the community. And for those who aren't familiar with the Police Athletic League, our whole premise is to build relationships between police officers here at the Durham Police Department, for Durham PAL, obviously, and then but also with members of the community, right? So we have youth who are engaged in our program starting from age 5 to 18. And we interact a lot with their families as well. So we try to interact with not just the kids, but also the entire family, providing services and support where needed. We have a number of different programs. Some of them are seasonal, some of them are year round, but we try to offer something for everybody to the extent that we can.
Okay. And so coming up this Tuesday will be the first day of your golf program. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so our golf program is for kids aged 11 to 18. They can start as young as 11, and they stay in the program until they're 18. This fall session starts this coming Tuesday. They'll meet out at Falls Village Golf Club, which is over off of Highway 98, and they go from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. in the evenings. The lessons are taught by actual golf pros through First Tee, which is a nonprofit organization that emphasizes, bringing golf to younger generation, but also they instill a lot of life skills and values and things like that through learning the sport of golf. But they meet every Tuesday, so we'll start next Tuesday and we'll end October 26th. And we do golf 3 times a year, so we'll have a fall session, a spring session, and also a summer session. And we cap it at 10 participants, and I think we still have some open spots. So if anybody's interested, they definitely can reach out to me.
Awesome. Now, I've heard people disparage golf. They're saying golf, that's not a sport. They're just walking around. Listen, you're trying to hit a ball this big into a hole this big from a mile away.
And only so many strokes. Yeah.
Yeah. So my grandfather used to play golf. He was a big fan, and we used to sit and watch golf. I didn't know all the terminology, but I realized how hard it is to hit that tiny little ball, because they throw it in, they hit it in the water and in the trees and whatnot. I don't know if they do that at Falls Village. Do they have water hazards?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, so you have the opportunity of doing some wading.
Oh yeah.
If you miss. So how many? So when a young person learns golf, I don't know if you've participated in the golf classes at all, but do they learn all about all the different clubs and all the? Oh, okay.
And it's kind of a year-round program. The participants have the opportunity to stay in the program from session to session to session, so continue building on those skills. But typically what they'll do is start at the driving range. They'll spend time at the driving range, and they'll spend time at the putting green. Falls Village has both where you can practice. And the instructors will lead them through different activities and exercises, teaching them different skills. And usually once, maybe twice a session, they'll go out and play a round of golf. There's usually 3 or 4 holes, just because the timing. But yeah, they have to navigate the water. Yeah, they have to navigate the water hazards and the sand pits.
Dr. 𝗕𝗓, do you happen to know, does NCCU have golf? I wonder.
Yes, we actually do have a golf team.
Okay, so they can get a scholarship if they get really good with the Pell program. And because one thing that I was told, because there used to be this guy named Jerry, I forget his last name, but he had a golf nonprofit. This was years ago. He used to
I
teach
know
kids
exactly
how
what
to
you're
play
talking about.
golf. Oh, okay. He was telling me that golf is a good way to get college scholarships because everybody goes for football and
Right.
basketball because that's like the high profile. But he says, especially when it comes to Black kids, he says that the schools are really excited when they see a Black kid who's really good at golf, and they'll throw scholarships at them left and right.
It's
Same, yeah,
ironic.
same thing with females.
It's ironic that you would
Ooh.
mention it. I actually just ran into him the other day, and I asked him about his golf program. And to the sergeant's program's point, he was saying that a lot of his students aren't going to the golf because of electronic gaming. They're spending more of their time playing gaming,
What?
electronic games, rather than actually playing real games.
Wow. I'm going to talk with you later, Dr. Salim. I would like to get back in contact with him. I don't know what happened to him. I just suddenly lost contact and thought he was out of business. But let's get back to the Pell program.
Yes.
So you have a few spots open, so it's not too late. And I do think that I have the link on the sports page of the Durham Skywriter. So is there a deadline, Sergeant Butler, for people to sign up, their kids?
Nope, no deadline. And I also want to mention all of our programs are 100% free. We provide all equipment. If there's a uniform required, we provide all of that.
Uniform?
Yep. Like on the golf part of the sport of golf is dressing appropriately on the golf course, polo and slacks. And
okay.
so we provide that, khaki shorts and a golf polo t-shirt.
Oh,
And yeah, so they look real sharp. But we talked to them about like the kind of things that you don't, unless you have a parent or otherwise involved in the sport itself. There are certain norms for each sport that, particularly with golf, isn't as well known amongst the younger generation. Some of those norms aren't known. So if you're just to pick up and go to a golf course, you're not really supposed to just show up in athletic shorts and a t-shirt. You're supposed to wear dress attire. So, yeah. So there's a whole culture to it that is very beneficial, especially for young people. Is when you get a job in the business world, a lot of business deals and a lot of business conversations take place on the golf course. And so knowing the norms, knowing the culture, and at least having a baseline knowledge of what to expect and how to perform can be beneficial, particularly for young people trying to impress a boss or a potential partner or something like that.
It's interesting you should say that because someone I know very well back home, her husband was just invited by a multimillionaire business owner to a game of golf. And I told her that's where the deals are made. So, yeah. And her husband knows nothing about golf. This is going to be so fun because he doesn't know anything about it. So, and for him to be invited, that must mean something. So I guess that's where the deals are made. So yeah, to learn the culture of golf, to learn the history and all that, it's really, really a cool thing. I wish I could run over and grab one of my grandfather's golf clubs, but I have his golf clubs. They're made out of wood. My grandfather was born in 1885 in Augusta, Georgia, which is the city for golf. And a lot of the young Black men were caddies back then, and they were allowed to play on Mondays. So this would be the turn of the century, because in the year 1900, then he was like a young man, teenager, and that's when he started working, at the golf course. So one of these days, I'm going to show you one of his golf clubs. Actually, I'm just going to talk among yourselves. I'm going to grab one of his golf clubs and amaze you. Talk among yourselves.
Sergeant, question for you. Do you normally kind of partner with different organizations to offer programming through your organization?
Yes, and actually we rely very heavily on that because there's only myself and I have 2 officers that work for me, and we run all of our programs, and we do more than just golf. But we try to partner particularly with people who are experts in their fields. I always like to tell, and I grew up playing sports, so I know I have some skills to offer. But certainly when as it relates to like STEM related fields, I am the last person you want to ask. I'm a history person and kind of a social science person, but not science and math is not my strong suit at all. But the more we can partner with other organizations, then I can bring in patrol officers or officers who work in investigations, who might have skills or talents or interests in those areas, and they can serve as the mentors. And that is kind of beneficial and aligns more with our program because what we want and what we're trying to achieve is for officers who are answering these 911 calls, who are following up on these criminal investigations, to know and have resources in the community and that trust in the community. So one of the big complaints, or one of the, I should say, concerns, is that the police department is having difficulty getting information from the community as it relates to criminal activity. And in a lot of situations, the community doesn't trust, or some communities don't trust the police department as far as being able to provide fair and impartial services. So the goal is to build that trust. And if I can get officers who are actually out there doing the work into community engagement programs, then we're working closer to our goal and helping to achieve that. So that's why we like to work with partnering organizations, because it allows us the flexibility to get more officers involved. I know it was kind of a long story, but yes, we definitely do. And I definitely want to talk to you more about the Fab Lab and how we can get involved with you and set up either some programs or pop-up events or whatever. I mean, we're all in.
Wonderful. I was going to say, does it have to be
together?
Yeah. Does it have to be competitive? We were trying to do something around drone racing.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
yes, please.
Definitely. And we're having an issue trying to connect with the community, due to COVID, and we can't have open sessions here and things like this. So we have to kind of partner with other agencies to kind of offer these things and to kind of pull. Yes, ma'am.
So we have been right now the buildings are open, so we have access to classrooms within the police department. We have meeting rooms that we can use. When the city facilities were restricting access to the public, we were going out to the city parks and doing a lot of our stuff. Even normal classroom setting stuff we were just doing in the parks, and we would bring like a laptop and a portable projector and all that kind of stuff and just set up outside when the weather was nicer. When it got colder, we went back to virtual, but it was better than being on the computer the entire time, just having that in-person interaction. But we have access to Parks and Rec facilities. We have a number of partners in communities that will let us use rec centers or space within their community. We have one of our recent programs we just started this past January. It's called Venturing, and it's activities. It's any activity. It can be sports. It can be an activity. It can be a field trip. It can be going to the movies. Pretty much anything, but it's focused on our Durham Housing Authority communities. So right now we really focus on McDougall Terrace, Oxford Manor, Cornwallis, and Club Boulevard is the fourth one that we really focus on. But we really work with all of them. But those are the big ones that we primarily focus on, and they meet twice a month. Every month, and they do different things, mainly like hiking and going on bike rides through the American Tobacco Trail. We try to get them out of their community so that they can see and experience the rest of Durham. Eventually, once the pandemic hopefully goes away, and I know it's never going to go away, but once we kind of get better adjusted and figure out some ways to stay safe, we hope to be able to explore and go outside of Durham, even on field trips and things like that. So yeah, we'd love to do stuff with them in the community. Like I said, we can definitely chat more about what we can do.
Yes, let's do that. I have lots of ideas.
Awesome. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The drone
racing sounds really cool.
So that I can, promote it.
Definitely.
And do stories and stuff. Just very quickly, this is my grandfather, one of my grandfathers. So it's totally, so that's a leather grip, super old. Like I said, it's late 1800s, early 1900s.
That's awesome.
Then this is the shaft.
Oh, wow.
And then this is the hitting part.
Wow.
Oh,
And it's wood.
wow.
It's
I feel
wood.
like they should do a tournament where you only use old school golf clubs and just see how well it goes.
Do you know what this is called? It's like I know they have different
driver. That's probably a driver.
That's the one where you hit it far, right?
Yeah, that's the one I had the most trouble with.
Me too.
Oh. Okay. Well, I just wanted to show you that.
Well, mate, you ought to to the extent you're willing, you ought to bring that out when you come to golf. When you come and visit us, you can show it to the first tee instructors. I'm sure they'll get a kick out of it. Yeah,
because it's, like I said, it's super, super old. And from Augusta, that is, in fact, when you go to Augusta, everything's green because it's all about golf. Their color, their main color is green. Everything is green. It's actually pretty hip. I've only been to Augusta once, but that's one thing that I do remember. I want to respect your time, but I want to thank both of you. I'm so glad I had you on both together. I mean, this is so cool to make these connections. This is so great. So, folks, you know what to do. Sign up your kids for the PAL golf program, which starts on Tuesday. More information on the sports page for Durham Skywriter. Also, the Fab Labs program, which is the STEM camp. It's all free at Bragtown. Not tomorrow, today at 4, from 4 until 5:30. So sign up for that real quick. Both have a few openings, so jump on it. Or like they say, don't sleep on this, because this is good stuff. This is really good stuff. And thank you again. So any last shout outs before we go?
The only thing I would say is we also have esports. We're going to be playing Rocket League twice a month starting in October, the 1st and 3rd Thursday of October.
Okay. And that's going to be at 6? Wait.
That'll be from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m.
4 to 5. Okay.
Yeah. And we'll just meet online. We have a server on Discord that we meet online, so we can talk and we can build and we can game. And then we can actually kind of compete.
And you'll be concentrating this time on Rocket League.
That's
the game where the cars play soccer, right?
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗧𝗬 𝗔𝗓𝗓 is the young man running the program. It's a great I don't know if you know him, Dr. 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟.
I don't.
You need to meet 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗓𝗓. You really do. Yeah, you need to meet him. So
what is his name again?
𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗓𝗓
McDuffie.
It's a cool name. There's probably only one in the world. There's a lot of Patricia Murrays in the world. I'll bet there's probably only one 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗓.
Yeah, he does Bull City Gaming. So if you look up Bull City Gaming, you'll find him.
Okay, I will do
so.
so.
He's building a team, right?
Oh, he's working on a lot in the esports world with particularly for Durham. He's got a lot.
Yeah, check out their Twitch channel.
Yep.
Bull City Gaming, because I think I need to talk with him again. But he's trying to set it up so that young people, including college age, including kids from low-income housing, to compete in ways that they can make money and build careers. Because he was telling me it's a I don't know if it's billion, probably by now. Multi-billion-dollar business with the e-gaming and esports.
Yeah.
Yeah, universities are offering it as courses now, as programs of study. And they have esports. Yeah, they have esports teams.
Scholarships, everything.
They're offering scholarships for people who can play.
So do you know if NCCU has jumped on that yet, Dr. 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗓?
Not as far as teaming. I know they do some intramural stuff around esports. But
they might want to join Bull City Gaming.
Maybe. There may be some connections that could be made here on campus. Particularly when it comes to computer science and their programming around gaming. I know it's not playing, but maybe they can do some creating.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games. Yeah, there are a lot of games that incorporate program design. Roblox is one of them.
Oh, I need to learn more about this. I really do.
It's and I essentially grew up in the 90s, the mid 80s and 90s. So gaming is certainly not new to me, but the world that it has become is like.
I remember the modern era was first introduced when my little brother had a vibrating tray and you put little metal football players on it and then they
Electric
would
football.
vibrate it. Yeah, that was the first, I think, electronic gaming. It has grown leaps and bounds since then.
Yeah.
So feel free, both of you, to come on whenever you like. In fact, this is a very casual show. So even if you want to, drop by, you say, I only have 5 minutes. I just want to tell the folks about this and that. You can do that because it's very unscripted and it's very casual. I invite both of you back. I just want to thank you, Sergeant Jessica Butler, Dr. 𝗕𝗟𝗟 𝗖𝗜𝗧𝗬, both for coming on the show. It's been a blast.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, and Dr. 𝗕𝗓, did you have any last minute shout outs?
Again, I thank you for having us. Thank the sergeant for the work that she's doing with PAL. Hopefully we can collaborate to do some things as we have a similar mission. And I didn't know about the Durham Skywriter, but I would definitely be following now. Now that I know we have a voice in the community that kind of is promoting us and in our corner. So again, thank you so much.
Sure. And you can actually, I'm going to remove you from the screen, but you can stay put as I run the outro in case you want to come back on and after the show's over and exchange contact information.
Okay.
So I'm going to remove you, but don't go anywhere.
Gotcha.
I'm just going to end the show now and just stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Boom. Boom. Okay. So boy, was that fun. I love doing Bull City Hangouts. So with that, you have a beautiful day. Share this out so that more people can know what's happening in Durham, and especially for people who need to know about the PAL program and the NCCU Fab Lab. With that, have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow at noon for Bull City Hangout. Ciao for now.